Hi, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we'll be playing Dragon Age 2 for the first time on PlayStation 3. So I have no idea what to expect. I played the demo a long time ago. I never actually played the actual game. I heard it's somewhat different from the demo, but we'll see. This is made by BioWare, the same people who made the Mass Effect games. I hate how EA games always have to connect to the servers. It's annoying. Alright, options. I recently played an older EA game, and after I was done trying to connect, it says, sorry, this game's no longer in service. Thanks for playing. So that was nice that they thanked me for playing, even though they gave me no service. My commentary is probably going to be a little off today because I'm not feeling the greatest, but I wanted to do something anyway. So if you're not on the edge of your seat, that's why. And this game is probably going to be a hard game to do any kind of commentary of, considering I've never played it before, and it's a role-playing-ish game. It's a weird system. It's a lot like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic on the Xbox and PC, the original Xbox and PC. It's a little bit different from the online game, even though that's Knights of the Old Republic as well. But the first Dragon Age, you got to pick all different kind of races and make your own character. This one kind of has set up characters, it seems. And they all pretty much look similar. Another one, based on whatever race you were, you had your own storyline. This looks like it focuses on one storyline, and that's it. That was a complaint. I'm curious what Dragon Age 3 is going to be like, especially with the Frostbite 3 engine, but with content. Some people liked this game, some people didn't. It was super cheap, and I figured I'd give it a go. I really like Dragon Age 1, so why not? We'll just play as male warrior. It looks like the game looks a lot better than Dragon Age Origins, but I can't tell unless I had it side by side, although this looks like a cutscene and not actual gameplay. I'll have to do that game sometime, but that's somewhere in the middle of the game where I left off, so... And the start of those games are so slow. I'm hoping this one isn't. I don't think it is. I think this is kind of where the demo started.
I am Cassandra Pentecost, Seeker of the Chantry.
And just, what are you
I like the
seeking?
Dragon Age and the,
Which
what
one?
was the other game? The Witcher games. But I'm not a terribly huge fan of the Elder Scroll games. Never watched the episode of Game of Thrones in my life, nor do I care to, and they just released every single season an episode that's aired so far for free on demand since we get HBO, so I could catch up if I wanted to. Let me turn the sound down a little bit so it doesn't blow you away. You can hear me run my mouth, because that's exactly what you would rather hear, beside sound effects and actual voice actors that probably do their job a lot better than I do. The PC game of the first Dragon Age actually was more strategy based. The console game was more, I wouldn't say necessarily say action based. It was more like the battle system of Knights of the Old Republic, or sort of World of Warcraft-ish. I don't even know what the hell you would call it. It's almost like a real-time RPG. You'll see. But anyway, the PC game ended up adopting the console style. So as you can see, you have these button prompts, and you just walk up to the person, you select what button prompts you have, and then there's a little time gauge of when you can do those again. He also seems to attack when I push X. It's a lot more action oriented. In the first Dragon Age Origins, you'd have characters and you could scroll around and strategically plan where they are. I personally prefer this system better, but a lot of people don't like this style. I heard Dragon Age 3 is going to have a compromise of both styles. And this is kind of like the wheel from Mass Effect. So you can pick, then we fight, neither can they, I'm right beside you. And I don't remember exactly before I push the button, of course we'll find out. It might be like Mass Effect, where he kind of says something in vain of what you pick, but not the actual quote. Yeah, it's like Mass Effect.
Here they come.
You kind of pick the intention of what your character says.
Allow me.
So when I picked, I'll deal with him, he said, I'll allow me. So you're just really picking what the character's intentions are. They didn't let me pick the difficulty. Since I'm doing this video, I would have picked easy. I think this looks better than the demo, to be honest with you. But I haven't played the demo in like, whenever this game was new, probably about like 3 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. This is kind of like a prologue, I think. They're not really telling you much about the story. I like this style a lot better than the PC version, but my friend, I don't think he'd like this style at all. He thought the PC's version's battle system was awesome, but it's just not my thing. I don't like the multitask too much. I like JRPGs, but I get turned off when they're overly complex, or any RPG for that matter. Like I'm still trying to figure out Tales of Xelia's battle system because they're trying to conserve paper. There's not much in the manual to tell you how to play, and there's a very thin in-game tutorial. And they never released a strategy guide here, so like you're basically on your own. Looks like it hurt a little bit.
There's no end to them.
Oh, a dragon. In Dragon Age. I guess that's appropriate.
Bullshit. That's not what really happened.
Does that not match the story you've heard, Seeker?
I'm not interested in stories. I came to hear the truth.
But what makes you think I know the truth?
Don't lie.
I figured that was a little
You
too
knew
easy.
him even before he became
I remember
the champion.
dying when I played the demo.
Even if I did, I don't know where he is now.
So if I die
Do you
on
have
here,
any idea what's at stake?
it's because I'm not used to this. This
Let me guess.
has a similar fighting system to the consoles of the first Dragon Age, and the frame rate's a lot better, it seems. But and it looks better too.
The champion was at the heart
I like
of
it so
when
far,
began.
but
If you can't point me to him, tell me everything you know.
it seems a little bit more action oriented.
Pick it up as I go.
Not at all.
Seems a lot more
You need
polished.
to hear the whole story.
I'm guessing Dragon Age might have sold better on the consoles if they adapted this style and made the PC gamers adapt this style as well with the second Dragon Age. So far, even if it wasn't like Dragon Age Origins, I don't see where everybody bitched about it. I mean, the only thing I could think of is maybe they dropped a lot of the cool ideas, like having different races and characters that have different storylines that add replay value. Here you customize your character. What shall I name him? Well, not Garrett. This is going to be a super medieval name. There's the caps button. I do this all the time and I still have to think about where it is. Mikey. Most medieval name you could possibly have ever. There's nothing modern about that. Appearance. So I guess you can still select your appearance. Why the hell would I care about what my little portrait looks like? And I guess you can look at the events of Dragon Age Origins, though I guess it's different for every character. I never finished it. I'm in the middle of it. I'm so bad about not finishing games. And I wasn't at a hard part or anything. I just went to start playing a different game. And I was getting really into it. Can I not? These games, I always want to make my character look like me, but it's never in the cards. You always got to make a weird looking character. This dude looks pretty average. Not that dark though. So I guess you can adjust them ever so slightly. Get a 5 o'clock shadow going on since he's been in a lot of shit. Apparently that's not in the cards. I guess he has one naturally. I know I'm colorblind, so I probably can't pick the real color of my hair. That's close enough. Time I had a girl ask me if I tweeze my eyebrows. It was the weirdest question I ever got asked. I didn't look farther enough down. They had a stubble option all the time. It's good enough. Doesn't look much like me, but whatever. I can deal with that. The nose is pretty big, so that's somewhat appropriate. My character, that's self-made, even though I'm making a weird looking dude. He might, I think he's better looking than I am. That's kind of depressing. Eye color. I can't even really see what color his eyes are. I can see it when it's a bright color. Probably should go into options and see if I can make this game a little bit brighter. I have no idea how it's recording. It's hard to see on the TV. Nose is pretty much perfect. Now he's starting to look depressed and a miserable motherfucker. Now we're getting somewhere. This man's seen wars of the undead and whatnot. He shouldn't be a happy fellow. Plus, I need to relate to him, and if he's all grumpy and pissed off most of the time, he becomes a more relatable character. Alright. I'll just pick casual. So what? If I really like the game, I'll play it on normal. I don't usually play on easy, but for the sake of this video and me more interested in the story than the battle system, I'll put it on casual. Even though I don't even have any idea how difficult this main game is. All I remember is dying on the demo. And I think the demo made you start all the way from the beginning, and I didn't want to deal with that.
The village burned.
But I was still learning everything. It might be too easy, but I'm early enough in the game where I can tell them if it's not good enough difficulty-wise or not difficult enough, which I'll probably die after saying this. It'll be early enough where I won't miss anything. I can just start the game over again on normal. I definitely don't want to play it in hard. I just like games to be just right. I have a Goldilocks mentality.
I think that's all of them.
Character looked cooler on his screen. Oh, I didn't edit my portrait. Shit. I might have to start the game over again. Of course, somebody knocked on the door. Let me get that so the dog doesn't go nuts. I'll be right back. Alright guys, sorry for the technical difficulties. UPS was here, and even though you tell the dog to be quiet, she'll go ape shit. So Maker save us, we lost it all. Everything's your father and I built. I'll be a little compassionate.
I know how much Lothering meant to you, but we have to move.
Yes, you're right. We should have run.
Sure, her hair isn't pink, but it kind of looks pink to me, but I'm colorblind.
You've been running since Ostergar. Listen, you two. The Darkspawn could be on us any minute.
As you may or may not know, the Darkspawn seems to be the enemy of this game, as they were in the first Dragon Age Origins. Spoiler alert. Although if you can read it on the back of the box, I don't think it's much of a spoiler alert.
I'm not sure we can survive much more of this. So much destruction.
Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on it.
Well, you do that, because we're probably going to get cream. Ooh, a dead refugee. Take all. Do I gotta worry about every character or just me? I don't even know how to access the menu on here. Seriously, I gotta pick my character. There's not a button that I can just pick shit for. It doesn't look like I can. Oh, inventory. I was about to say, it looks like I can't equip anything. Oops. Can you tell I'm getting used to this? It's 37 armor. 37. So now we got a freaking shield. Let's see here. For physical damage. Versus 5 physical damage. We're gonna use this one. And then we'll give everybody else the leftover shit, although it doesn't seem like there's leftover shit for them to get. 5 physical damage. Yep, that's about the same. Alright, you guys look like you're set. Let me save my little presets. New save. It's so interesting to watch on a freaking video, I'm sure. This is a double-handed sword, so it's going to be slower, but it worked a lot better. Didn't even put up much of a fight. I was about to say I was going to put on normal, but I'm talking a little bit ahead of myself, considering this is really probably the first real battle. This other battle, I think you were set up to be heroic, so you're probably fixed one. One thing that's funny about these game is the characters get bloody at overtime.
Wherever we go, what's important is that we don't separate.
Yeah, the morality system and the what you pick to say is a lot closer to Mass Effect than I remember the first one being. Although you did get to pick what you said on the first one, I just don't think it was like a wheel where you're just basically picking your attentions and then they say kind of basically what you meant to say in a different way. Hope I explained that right. If I didn't, again, I forewarned you. I'm sort of out of it today. Those things look like Killer Croc more than zombies. Killer Croc's that crocodile half-man thing on Batman. If you don't know, but I'm sure the Arkham City series is pretty popular now, that if you play video games you probably know who it is. You don't have to read comic books.
Not while I breathe.
A little bit messy. Go through them all. This game kind of reminds me of a third-person Diablo. Right now we're not using much strategy, which is fine as long as it's fun, but the first one you had to kind of, even the console version, you had to use some strategy. But again, we're still playing early. I'm probably talking too soon. This is literally the first time I popped this disc into the PlayStation. The PlayStation 3. This isn't a PlayStation 1 game. I don't know why I needed to say that. I'm sure you guys already know that. You're bright people.
The order dictates.
Dear, they saved us. The Maker understands.
Of course.
I'm Aveline Valette. This is my husband.
Apparently Dragon Age 3 is supposed to have characters from both games, so I figured I'd pick this one up not only because I was curious and I like Dragon Age 1, but when I play Dragon Age 3 I'd like to know who these people are. And hate each other when we're safe from the Horde.
How bad is that wound?
I think my sword arm's a loss, even with healing.
Then you will have mine, as always. For now, we move with you. North is cut off.
So
We've
noble
only
of you.
escaped the main
The
body
blood
of the
looks
Horde.
black.
Then we're trapped. The wilds are to the south, that's no way out.
I don't know if that's because I'm
We have no
colorblind.
choice.
I think the
The
color
Darkspawn
needs to
House
be
fenced in. We go south.
probably brightened up a bit. But this game looks a lot sharper than what I remember, but again, I'm going by very vague memory. One of your characters has gained a level, and hopefully I can just pick auto level up, because I don't feel like micromanaging. Yeah. One thing I don't ever get is there's a lot of people turn off from RPGs saying how complex they are, but a lot of these people that say that they're complex can go out and play a sports game, which to me is like trying to read a different language that I've never seen before. It's like super complex. So the fact they can play those games with all the different 25 billion button combinations and strategies and knowing moves and stuff like that, and switching teams and characters and keeping up with players' stats, I'm like, how are they not able to play RPG when I can't play the sports game, which to me comes off as way more complicated? But that's just me. That's my opinion. I hope you don't mind if I'm sharing it with you. This TV, for whatever reason, I always have to turn the brightness up. Usually the contrast is actually perfect for the games, because the games are naturally dark. But my other TVs are always brighter, where I had to turn the darkness down. This one, I either leave it alone or have to turn it up. It's weird. So when I first said I always have to turn it up, that wasn't quite accurate. But yeah, this game's default settings were pretty dark. Alright, how do I get out of here? Now it kind of looks washed out, but for your entertainment value, I will leave it on this setting. Oh, he has a shield. I remember the demo very vaguely, but I think this is a retelling of the same thing that we just played through not too long ago. We got arrow people up there. How many times I have to freaking hit your ass? Well, thank you, magic person. Arrow people get a little bit frightened when people come up close contact. Might as well just shoot yourself in the head before I stab you. It's sparkling over here. Take off. Duh. I want it all for myself. I don't think it's like the Elder Scroll games where if you get too much stuff you can't walk anymore. I will take that health potion. Yep. Have a little inventory screen going on. I gotta get used to all this shit if I plan on getting far. Especially with the health potions, which I will probably be milking as if it were a cow. That's cute. Little dead people have little outfits. They're creepy and stylish. Win-win. Come on. Look at you, you little piece of shit, shooting arrows at me. Somebody has magical abilities. Usually in these games, magic is great for projectiles, but the people and the attacks are usually pretty weak. So I typically do not pick people who have magic in RPGs. Usually if you're a beginner, warrior tends to be the best way to go. I have found out in my RPG history and experience or history, whatever word you want to choose.
I'm not sure we can survive much more of this.
I can't believe the Darkspawn will reach this.
Take all. Is this where the little demon comes and this time he kicks my ass or something? It appears so. I had a feeling this was a retelling of the same story. So my memory hasn't failed me completely. Yeah, I don't think he's getting back up from that. Just a wild guess. Stab your ass. Oh, that took a lot of health on you, bastard. Now that I've used all my special. Oh shit. Actually, his health seems to be going down pretty fast. Oh, you guys come to join? That's right, I think there was a dragon at the end of the last part of the play. I hope he's not going to come and visit. And I just used my special attack, talking about a dragon. It wasn't very wise of me. I know you have a shield, but man, I had to stab you like 15 times.
I'm sorry, mistress.
That's just a guess, I didn't actually count. It could have been more or less than 15 times. I can't help it. I have to be a good guy. I always gotta say supportive things.
I don't want a hero. I want my son. How could you let him charge off like that? Your little brother. My little boy.
This looks a lot better than the original Dragon Age on PlayStation 3, I have to say. And it looks like they actually have anti-aliasing without that crazy blurry filter that the PlayStation 3 usually has when they try to get rid of the jaggedness.
Let us take comfort in the peace.
But this came out after BioWare ported, like, I believe at least Mass Effect 2 was out. So they had some experience with the PlayStation 3.
At least Father will have company now.
Flames. We're too late.
Of course. These guys are like the putties from Power Rangers. They're like pitiful henchmen. I apologize for making that reference. I know that most people that watch my channel are older than the age that would have watched Power Rangers, so I just probably came off as a little kid to a lot of people, or a dork, even though turning 30. But that kind of like emphasizes the dork aspect, at least, so that wasn't really a saving grace on my part to clear whatever good is left in my name. The fire effects look really nice for a little PlayStation title. Can't wait to see what the Frostbite engine looks like. I've seen screenshots, but I want to see the game in motion. On PS4, of course, because as much as I want to keep on playing remakes of the same games and ports, although Dragon Age 3 is coming out on the PlayStation 3 as well, so that's not a good example, but Battlefield 4 that ran on the Frostbite 3 engine looked worlds better than Battlefield 4 on the PlayStation 4 versus the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So hopefully this Dragon Age 3 will look that much better. Though Need for Speed on a Frostbite 3 engine on a PlayStation 3 versus PlayStation 4 wasn't a huge difference, so you never know.
I don't know what we would have done if you hadn't arrived.
I know. You would have perished. You still may. If you wish to flee the Darkspawn, you should know you are heading in the wrong direction.
Well, that's nice to know.
You can't just leave us here.
Can I not?
Uh-oh, she's giving us the stink
I
eye.
spotted a most curious sight. A mighty ogre vanquished. Who could perform such a feat?
What, the character I just made, of course.
Sated and you are safe for the moment. Is that not enough?
Really? You can pick I want to be a dragon? I'm gonna pick it, because that's just such an odd thing to be able to select.
You could show me that trick of yours. That looks useful.
Oh yeah, I think the witch...
Clever tongue was all one needed.
What the heck was her name? I think it was Morrigan.
How do you
And she's in the third Dragon Age. If her name's wrong, I
We need
apologize.
to get to Kirkwall.
But I think she could turn into stuff too. I forgot what she turned into, it's been a
That
while.
is quite the voyage.
I think it was a wolf or something.
Your king will not miss you.
Lothering is gone, and Ferelden may soon follow. We have to go.
I see. Hurtled into the chaos, you fight, and the world will shake before you. Is it fate or chance? I can never decide.
She turned into a dragon. How'd she fit back into her clothes? I
It
imagine they would
appears
get
fortune
ripped
smiles on
up.
us both today.
Although she looks like she's
I
like,
may be able to help you
at least in her 70s. I don't know how attractive a mangly 70-year-old lady that has horns would look naked. I don't know if I would necessarily condone that, but hey, to each its own.
Anything you could do for us would be appreciated.
Maybe we shouldn't trust her. I don't even know what she is.
Yeah, just say it out
I know what
loud.
she is. The
She
witch
could
of
turn
the
into a
wilds.
dragon, we can't.
Some call me that. Also Flemeth, Ashbelina, an old hag who talks too much. Does it matter? I offer you this. I will get your group past the Horde in exchange for a simple delivery to a place not far out of your way. Would you do this for a witch of the wilds?
Well, if I don't, you'll probably turn into a dragon and bite my head off.
Should we trust her?
Wesley is injured. We'll never escape the Darkspawn.
If you need to, leave me behind.
No.
He's got those zombie veins.
And I meant it.
Maybe that means he's turned into the Darkspawn. I don't know Darkspawn rules in Dragon Age. It's been a while since I played the original. I should remember more. It was a fun game. I don't think I got all that far, even though I spent a couple of hours. These games tend to be long, since they're RPGs and all.
We don't have much choice.
We never do. There is a clan of Danish elves near the city of Kirkwall. Deliver this amulet to their keeper, Narathari. Do as she asks with it, and any debt between us is paid in full. Before I take you anywhere, however, there is another matter.
Yeah, I guess he'll turn
leave him
into
alone.
him. This is the medieval Walking Dead, I guess.
Within his blood already.
You lie.
She's right, Aveline. I can feel the corruption inside me.
What are you talking about?
From the dark spawn. All that blood. I knew when it happened.
And how much
Well,
time
thanks for
before you-
sharing.
Not long now, if I am any judge.
There must be something we can do.
The only cure I know of is to become a Grey Warden.
And they all died at Ostagar.
Not all, but the last are now beyond your reach.
Aveline, listen to
He
me,
played as a Grey Warden in the first game, along with some other Grey Wardens.
please. The corruption is a slow.
Are people trying to become Grey Wardens? Something like that. They're like the Jedis of this universe.
He's your husband, Evelyn. I can't decide his fate.
You get to cut his head off? Can that be a mini game? They didn't have enough time for the character development, so I could give a shit less what happens to him. Hence why I would love to have a decapitation mini game, but I guess she gets to have all the fun, though she just stabbed him. Sure did die fast.
Without an end, there can be no peace. It gets no easier. Your struggles have only just begun.
Flemeth,
I thought that might interest you.
you
Alright, I'm gonna stop here, because this is probably gonna go on and on. It seems like an awesome game so far. I might play it on the normal difficulty, to be honest with you. Easy seems a little too, well, easy. But if you liked this video, could you please click the thumbs up button? I mean, you don't have to, but it would be greatly appreciated. And also, it would be greatly appreciated if you would feel free to leave a comment, even if it's negative. But I do like the positive ones. They're awesome self-esteem boosters. But I'm not asking you to kiss my ass or anything. Just leave a comment, negative or positive, if you'd like to. And if you are new to this channel and you'd like to see more videos of me ramble or have awkward silences and play terribly at the same time, there's this amazing button with the word subscription engraved on it. If you click on that, you'll subscribe to my channel and you can watch all sorts of videos. I believe we're up to 400 now, where I ramble and God knows what I only talk about, and sometimes I don't even know even when I'm actually talking about it. So I mean, if anything, it could be like a weird study of how awkward people can be. But yeah, if you'd like to see more of my videos, like, hit the subscribe button and bam, you're subscribed. But if you're on YouTube, I'm sure you already know about the subscribe button, but I mean, I have to tell you because you're now newly introduced to this amazing, mind-blowing channel, so I figured I'd remind you about the subscribe button. But anyway, for all those people that have supported my channel and leave comments and stuff like that and watch and subscribe, thank you so much for supporting the channel, and I will talk to you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.